It is 7:39 Monday morning. I don't know what day it is, the 20th. Just got up vacation and made it off that mountain. So for those that were wondering what happened, I was able to get off of there after I tarped in the snow on this wood that had 6 inches of snow on top of it. I tarped it and was able to drive for about 2 to 3 hours, and I got pretty close to Ohio actually. So I just drove through the Maverick truck wash, and there's an upside down trailer here, and I thought, well, what a unique opportunity to see how the underneath of these trailers are really built, so you can get kind of an idea of what the support system is for flatbed trailers as opposed to what you might find on a box van. And obviously there's some pieces off of it right now, either for repairs or this one is this trailer's done for. I don't know, I'm assuming so. It's an older trailer, but you can see all the components that make up the air lines for the brakes. You'd see more, but they've actually got the axles and and the tires off of this thing. So, but I just thought it was a neat perspective to see how this is done. Let's see. This is about the middle of the trailer, and they've actually got more cross members in the middle of this trailer than on any other section, which would contribute to the Maverick way of securing stuff from the center out. There's more support there. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Just waiting for a work assignment because my trailer is empty. I traded it all with another driver on Friday when I got back a week ago, and then I took a week's vacation. And that is it. They must have come through here with this trailer and deposited it here, or actually from the other side as well. They've got one forklift here, so I'm not exactly sure how this particular trailer was dropped on the ground, or placed on the ground, or set here. Granite City. Just gotta wait for a work assignment, see what happens. Here's what I picked up from somewhere in Missouri and St. Louis, and I am near Oklahoma City, as close as I can get, and I've got 2 aluminum coils, a little over 39,000 pounds. So in California recycling prices, this is going to be over $100,000 worth of aluminum if I were just to recycle it. So you can only imagine what it costs, you know, in its brand new condition to be manufactured into something. So I'm going to back in here into that door, and they're going to side unload me. And that's it. Then I'll see what I get from here. It's only like, I don't know, what time is it? You guys should know this, it's 9:30. I'm now in Duke, Oklahoma. I'm taking a load of gypsum board, is what they call it, here at this location. Everybody has their own terminology, and you can feel free to use yours. I got a list of, I've been here several times before, but I think this is the first time I've received a list of instructions, and one of them says, if your tarps have tears in them, they will untarp and unload you and charge you a fee. Well, as you can see, these trailers have their stuff pre-staged on their trailers. I did the same for mine, and when I just got this trailer, I did a load swap before I started my vacation, and needless to say, I discovered now. I traded out one of my steel tarps because I was told that was bad. Well, I got here and I was pulling out one of the lumber tarps, which is what they're gonna use to tarp this particular product. It has some really bad, I mean, just on the parts that I could see, had some really bad tears. And it looks like it's newer. I have one tarp that's brand new, one of the lumber tarps, and then I got the second one that looks like it's kind of new, but it had some cuts in it, like fresh. So from the ones I could see, I patched them. But it makes me nervous that when they unroll that thing, they might see more. I don't know. Because this was just, it rolled up in a ball, like this tarp right here in front of me, and on the outside, on two sides, it had two cuts. They don't look like they were related to each other. But, yeah, I don't know. They might have been close cousins. But I repaired them and put them on the deck. And now I wait to see what happens. I'm assuming everything's going to go fine, and maybe it was just those two areas that needed to be. But I'm kind of surprised that the previous driver didn't patch them because they were so large. One was over 6 inches long, and the other one was a little bit smaller, but it was cut in a couple different angles. And since it was like right there on the outside of it as he rolled it up, I'm surprised that didn't get patched right away. So anyway, another Maverick driver just showed up behind me. I think even though there's 5 trucks in front of me, 2 of them had pulled out already and gone inside, and then 2 more had pulled up and took those spots before I can move up. And but I think I'm going to be like, I am the 3rd truck in position, something like that. I think this one in front of me and the one on the far right. Supposedly they come out and get you or wave you in based on your truck number, so we will see. I know there's some people that wonder some of the things that I eat on the road. I don't mean to be rude, but my wife makes this really great pasta salad. It's really good. And it lasts me about 4 days worth of meals. Put it in it's full of all kinds of goodness. It's all natural. Everything's all natural in here because my wife's on this new, we gotta eat good stuff and not processed stuff. Okay. But there's a lot of stuff you can prepare and take on the road. I just stick it in my refrigerator, and when I'm like waiting to be loaded, I can throw some stuff in my mouth and chew on it, and it's easy to put away when I have to move forward, like right now. So
Where are you going, Chris? Keeping terrorists out and stronger economy and
that's it. I'm in Cisco, Texas. I've got a bunch of drywall that I picked up. It took an hour and 27 minutes to get in the door to get loaded. I'd say about an hour and 20, but then got me, once I got in the door, I was out of there in 37 minutes. That's to secure everything. Everything finally tarped. And I'm in Cisco, did I say it already? I'm in Cisco, Texas. And I think I'm going to park here for tonight because there is really no parking along the way within the time that I have left on my clock. I've done 500 miles, so I'm happy. And I'm going to try out a new app that...
Website, marketplace.org/music.
All the sounds got to go off. I'm going to try a new application called Weigh My Truck. It's a application for... I've seen parrots on shoulders before, but That's a new one. That's the hairiest parrot I've ever seen. Only in Cisco, Texas. That's what I'm talking about. Weigh My Truck, it's an app for the cat scales, and it's supposed to like save me a ton of time, so we'll see what happens. If it turns out to be repeatedly nice, I'll do a review on it. I'll do a review on it either way, but I'm going to give it a try since it looks like I'm going to be parking here tonight anyway.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
Seems like every segment I'm starting today is starting off with some kind of foreign sound, in addition to me starting the video. I went through the scale, the cat scale. This must be a fairly new Flying J, because on Google Maps it shows it actually under construction. And it's a fairly large facility. I've actually parked at a truck stop across Caddy Corner, across the main road. And that place is large and always has truck parking available, which is kind of unusual, I've found, for Texas. And this place has a huge parking lot. And granted, it is only 6 p.m. Anyway, I know people complain that I leave them in suspense. So I went through the cat scale and used the application. And it was quick. And I opened up my window just in case, because I'd never used this before. And like 2 seconds later, the guy's like, all right, your ticket's inside. And so I didn't have to press a button to contact anybody. I did it all on my phone. And I wouldn't have had to go inside, because there's an option. You can, when you use the application, it's available on your phone immediately, and you can go get a paper copy if you want. So, I mean, it saves you the time of having to either park and go inside and get your ticket and then come back out and go. You could just go away, boop, 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 get your information and leave. But because this is a brand new system that Maverick's trying to get set up, I knew there might be an issue. In fact, I'm kind of testing this. It was declined due to, I guess there's something wrong with the payment, the way, because they've had to try to, I don't know, they've tried to set it up to where it's when I utilize it, they'll recognize it versus company-wide. From, I don't know, I could be completely wrong. But anyway, it was declined because there was like too many cards in the system or something like that, so I'm not sure exactly what that meant. I just passed on the information to my company so they can let me know. Because setting up, the thing is in order to get this Weigh My Truck app to work, there's an initial setup process where you register an account, put your payment information in there, which Maverick provided to me, my truck identification and all that. So I kind of suspected that when I try this, and there might be some hiccups, but also that when I go through the scale, as I anticipated, I pressed 2 buttons. One was, is this where you at? Did that sound bad? Is this where you at? Sorry. Is this where you are at? And because it identifies, each cat scale has a number on it. If you go through the cat scale, right where the button is, somewhere on that panel is a number identifying this particular cat scale that you're at. And if you have your GPS on your phone, it tells you, it based on your GPS location, it says, is this the cat scale you're on? Because it could be wrong, but it wants you to verify that. So you press a button, yes. Next window comes up with all my truck information. I didn't have to enter it. I did have to change my trailer number because I have a new trailer now. And then hit accept, and then it tried to do the payment information, and I suspect if that would have went through, then the scale information would have showed up on my phone. So 2 buttons and done. Once we get the hiccup of the payment information correct, so whatever we need to do to fix that, I imagine that I'm actually going to look forward to going to cat scales, because right now it's a big hassle. You drive onto the cat scale. I don't mind talking to somebody. You press the button, they take your truck number. All right, you're done. But then I have to park, because it's really not polite to park on the scale or in front of the scale, because other people are trying to scale. So you find a place to park, you go inside, wait in line, because there's always a line. I was in a line here, and get it printed out, and then give them a bunch of information that I've written down, so Maverick will pay for it, because they pay for everything truck related, and then come back out to the truck, and then you can leave. So I mean, that takes a lot of time. But if I could go onto a CAT scale and press 2 buttons and be done and have my weight, I'm like, wow. So I'm eager for this thing to work. And I will report back. They also had fried pies in this place, which is kind of unusual for a Flying J. It's actually a very nice interior. It's much more Western feel than the typical Flying J or Pilot. They have a standard structure in these Pilots and Flying Js, and this is not one of them. This one is what I would call the fancy one. So I'd give this 5 out of 5 stars for this place, because it's got a ton of parking, and it's right along my route. So other than that, once I get the scale thing figured out, it'll be good to go. I got a fried pie. I don't normally get that kind of stuff, but they had blackberry. Anything with blackberry in it, I'm gonna buy it. That's my curse. I love blackberry stuff. So, except for the phone. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm gonna go watch some DirecTV and eat my blackberry fried pie. You know it's gonna be good.